How did my brother's cancer diagnosis tear our family apart? My brother called me at 2 in the morning crying so hard I could barely understand him. He told me he had stage 3 cancer that had spread through his body. The words hit me like a punch. He needed chemotherapy and radiation right away. My parents were destroyed when I told them. My mom cried for 3 days and my dad aged 10 years overnight. Our family dropped everything. I took time off work and my parents gave him all their savings. Then he asked me to donate bone marrow because the doctor said a family donor would save his life. His voice cracked when he asked, and I said yes because I would die for him. He told me to get tested and I went the next day. A week later, he called sounding excited and said, "You're a perfect match." I felt this huge wave of relief. He said the doctors would call me soon to schedule the donation. I waited by my phone every day. A few weeks later, he created a donation page saying he desperately needed more money for treatment. I thought we had already given him everything, but I felt guilty for questioning it. Our family shared the page everywhere and $40,000 poured in the first month. The doctors still had not called me. 3 months passed and the doctors still had not called me. I started to get this sick feeling in my stomach. I asked him when the procedure would happen, and he kept saying soon but would not look me in the eye. The donation page kept growing to 50,000 and then 60,000. My parents brought him food twice a week, but he would only open the door a crack before closing it again. One day my mom mentioned he looked different through that crack with healthier skin and a fuller face like he was gaining weight. I told her cancer affects everyone differently, but my hands were shaking. That Saturday my mom asked me to bring him groceries, and I felt dread the entire drive. I knocked hard but got no answer even though his car was there. I kept knocking until my knuckles hurt and the door swung open. He stood there in expensive designer workout clothes with the tags still on them. His hair was perfect and his skin was glowing. He asked, "What are you doing here?" And his voice was strong and angry. My stomach dropped. I said, "I brought groceries. Mom sent me." I looked past him when I saw shopping bags from Gucci and Louis Vuitton covering the counter with a receipt showing $15,000. I asked, "Why do you have all those shopping bags?" His face went white and he said, "They're not mine. A friend left them." His voice cracked and I knew he was lying. My phone rang. It was my mom and she said, "I just saw something on social media. Your brother is in a photo from last night at a steakhouse laughing with a woman." Her voice was shaking. I looked at him and he heard every word. She continued, "Your dad found vacation photos from 2 weeks ago. He was at a beach resort." My hands went numb and I stammered, "Mom, I'm at his apartment. He looks completely healthy." The line went quiet and she said one word, "Stay there." Minutes later, my phone exploded with texts from my dad and his hands started shaking so badly he had to grip the doorframe. A week later, we have dinner at my parents' house. He shows up late and barely touches his food. I can feel the tension. My dad puts his fork down and the sound makes me flinch. He says, "We need to talk." I pull out my phone and show them screenshots of the donation page. Then I show the bank statement as I point out withdrawals to luxury stores and resorts. My mom's hand covers her mouth and he stares at the table. He says, "I can explain." My dad says, "Then explain this." His voice is ice cold. I pull out a hospital letter and tell them I called them. They have no record of him. His face goes red and he says, "That's impossible." I can hear the lie. I continue, "I called 3 other hospitals. Same answer." I feel rage building. My mom starts crying and the sound breaks my heart. He stands up and says, "You're ganging up on me when I'm dying." I cannot believe it. My dad says, "Then prove it." He says nothing. I pull out the last paper and choke out the words, "I called the clinic. No record of any test. You never had cancer." The room goes silent. My mom picks up the final paper, a lawsuit for fraud. He looks at me shocked and asks, "You're suing me?" I tell him, "Other people are coming forward too." He whispers, "How many?" I do not answer. My dad told him to leave and never come back. 2 weeks later, the police arrested him for fraud. The doctors still never called me about that donation.